there's room for ideas to grow. In this collaborative learning environment, we inspire one another, shaping the future through creative exploration. Here, unconventional wisdom thrives. Flinders' spirit of innovation, providing fertile ground for brave thinking, empowering you to realize your ambition and go beyond.
Next time you're driving, consider this. There's about one handprint of tread connecting each of your tyres to the road. That's just 4 handprints to carry you through some of life's most important journeys and make sure when you say goodbye, you return safe to say hello again. So when it comes to choosing tyres for your car, whose hands do you want to be in?
At Flinders University, there's room for ideas to grow. In this collaborative learning environment, we inspire one another, shaping the future through creative exploration. Here, unconventional wisdom thrives. Flinders' spirit of innovation, providing fertile ground for brave thinking, empowering you to realize your ambition and go beyond.
Next time you're driving, consider this. There's about one handprint of tread connecting each of your tyres to the road. That's just 4 handprints to carry you through some of life's most important journeys and make sure when you say goodbye, you return safe to say hello again. So when it comes to choosing tyres for your car, whose hands do you want to be in?
Well, good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and solar challengers. If you could take your seats as quickly as we can. We have some special guests who have other commitments, and we would like to look after all of our special guests. Ladies and gentlemen, solar challengers, with so many countries and cultures represented from across the globe, and it must be said, from across political divides, we'll start by acknowledging we meet on the traditional lands of the Ghana people and that we respect their spiritual attachment to the land. Indeed, it occurs to me that we can be forgiven for thinking that we have crossed one country in the past week, when in reality we have travelled through 23 distinct Aboriginal nations since leaving the Larrakia Nations and the saltwater people of the north. And I hope that my acknowledgement of those lands in your route notes was of interest. Honourable Liam Bignell, Minister for Tourism, Professor John Roddick, Head of Engineering, Flinders University, Takashi Tomomoto, Senior Vice President Marketing of Bridgestone Corporation, Japan, Andrew Moffat, Managing Director, Bridgestone Australia and New Zealand, Rodney Harricks, Chief Executive, South Australian Tourism Commission, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our newly refurbished Adelaide Convention Centre and our celebration of this, the 14th edition of the World Solar Challenge, the 2017 Bridgestone World Solar Challenge, and this award ceremony presented by Flinders University. Again, we are being streamed live on the internet, and from the social media feeds, I am told, there is a great deal of interest in this function from around the world. So wherever you are watching us, welcome to the Bridgestone World Solar Challenge family. Was it really only last week we were in Darwin? Certainly we were looking forward to a great adventure, but little did we know how great and how exciting that adventure would be. Less than ideal weather underlined the importance of those hard strategic decisions we were forced to make. And this evening, we've not only gathered to celebrate the achievements of the few, we have gathered to celebrate the achievements of you all of us who've completed yet another amazing journey across our magnificent continent. The science, technology and engineering we celebrate is of course front of mind, and it's certainly a great scientific adventure. But the adventure of travel, the overland crossing of Australia, is a pioneering adventure into and across the very heart of our ancient land. And it's also so often a spiritual journey which I, for one, never tire. Ladies and gentlemen, Solar Challengers, we have many guests here, folk from diverse countries, diverse cultures, who've come to share the passion of our solar cars, and many who have come to see what they need to do in preparation to attend a future event. And in this, our 30th anniversary, it's only fitting that we welcome a very special guest tonight, the man who started it all, Hans Tholstrup. Hans, where are you? Hans and I first met in 1993, and after 24 years of friendship, I can truly say that spending time with Hans never fails to both challenge and inspire me at the same time. Hans, thank you for being with us. I hope you had time to see Hans' original car in the 30th anniversary display, but also in recognition of 30 years, Hans has provided a souvenir program from the 1987 event for each team, which team managers will get later, so please join me in thanking him for that very kind gesture. Another very special guest here tonight is someone who is at the other end of that spectrum, a first-time volunteer, someone who has worked very hard for this event over the past weeks. Levi Ellery won a scholarship to bring him here, and we were delighted to facilitate that visit, and I know he will go back to the US full of ideas and enthusiasm to further promote our solar car family. Well done, Levi. It's been a delight to have you here. Having introduced our guests, it's my delight to ask Dr. John Roddick, Head of Engineering for Flinders University, to provide an official welcome. Dr. Roddick.
Thank you, Chris. I understand there are about 1,300 people in the auditorium. There was 1,000 at the event 2 years ago, and I think that shows, it's quite amazing and shows how much the event is growing year on year. I too would like to acknowledge that we meet on the lands of the Kaurna people and give our respect to the elders. And also, like Chris, I want to acknowledge the 23 Indigenous countries that the race has passed through in order to get from Darwin to Adelaide. Flinders is proud to sponsor a number of events each year, but there's a special alignment between the Bridgestone World Solar Car event and some of the others. Its technological edge and the way it pushes the boundary, its footprint from Darwin to Adelaide, and its overall goal to make the world a better place. The fact that achievement is not easy. The race is over 3,000 kilometres long, and around half the competitors didn't finish the race. But while it's competitive, it's also friendly, and that comes through time and time again, the friendly nature of the race. These are all characteristics we share at Flinders, and we're proud to be a sponsor of the event. I'd like to stop here for a second and acknowledge the irony that we're celebrating a solar car race based on new technology when this coming Friday, the Holden car manufacturing plant will close after 60 years. I think we would all wish the 940 soon to be ex-employees up at Elizabeth all the best for the future. Can I congratulate Bridgestone and the other sponsors in making a terrific choice to sponsor the race? Can I also congratulate all of the entrants, including those that didn't finish? As Summer Altis said, and this one very much applies to the race, it's not about winning or losing. It's about the friends and the people that you meet along the way. However, tonight is for the winners. Congratulations, and we'll see you all in Darwin in another couple of years. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Roddick. In case anybody didn't notice, this is an event of extremes, and in many cases, an event that is a life-changing experience. It's been hard, it's been grueling, and it's not been without its dramas. But hey, if it were easy, there would be no stories for us to take home, and I know there are thousands. We have a number of teams here tonight celebrating their first participation, and others who may perhaps come again better prepared for the endurance event they face, proving yet again that no matter how much we write, how much we present, how much we document the realities of this event, it's not until you experience it that those realities can be crystallised into experience. The disruptive changes our cunning scientists introduced into the regulations published for this edition certainly challenged the status quo and have resulted in a marvellous wave of new cars that look very different from each other, proving yet again there were no simple answers. The Bridgestone World Solar Challenge is not just another sporting event. It's an intellectual exercise and a serious contributor to the wealth of human knowledge. It challenges our perception of the cars we drive and the fuels which power them, and will doubtless have outcomes we are yet to dream of. And it's always an amazing experience to be surrounded by bright young people, themselves excited by the culmination of their passion, and to many, the culmination of a dream to participate in this iconic event. It's truly a great adventure of dreams. In fact, we should recognise that there are no losers here at all. Before you leave here this evening, I invite the manager of every participating team to collect a small token of our appreciation for your effort and as an icon of this event for you to take back to your office, your institution, and you all deserve a great cheer. At the sharp end of the competition, the battle between the top teams played out over many days, and I often said that outcome was never to be taken for granted. And the weather this year was a major factor. It was great to see 5 teams come in on late on Thursday, and that scenario was eclipsed by the activities of the following days as so many of you came in close together. The atmosphere here in Adelaide has been absolutely electric, and our visitors have no doubt been inspired by the passion radiated by you, the teams who have come all the way to Australia to participate here. And the street parade this afternoon was a magic and fitting farewell to this great adventure. And for those who have not experienced that little drive in the country over the past week, here's some highlights of that great adventure. Well, I think we should all recognise the effort the media team has put in over the past weeks, not just in that, but the whole administration team who've done a fantastic job and have once more lifted the profile of the event to a whole new level, and I'll ask you to thank them all. And I should acknowledge that music that played us out there, which came from Toby Rand, the son of Dr. Dave Rand, our chief energy scientist. Toby is doing extremely well on the music scene in the US and wrote that anthem for us. This moment must be lived, embrace the sun. Solar cars are built of passion, solar cars run on sunshine, but it's the mighty dollar that sustains us. And these endeavours, I'd like to recognise the vision and support of Bridgestone Corporation for putting their name to the event, and I trust being part of it will exceed their expectations. The State of South Australia was the pioneer sponsor of this event, and we continue to enjoy their support. And it's fitting also to recognise the Government of the Northern Territory. And it's not just the dollars. The help and support we receive from the various government agencies in allowing us to do the things that we do with our homemade cars is vital to our operation. To our commercial sponsors, the RACV for bringing us the Cruiser class, Schneider Electric for the Challenger class, Citizen for the timing, Ricoh for our office equipment, and many more, including Coates Hire, White Marquee, Rindstrom, and let's not forget Adelaide City Council, who put their name to our finish line here in our own city, and of course Darwin City Council for looking after us in their city. And at times like this, we are able to show them the passion and energy we have for this event, questioning the status quo, challenging ourselves, and bringing the world to our doorstep, and showing the world what our country, our state, our city has to offer. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is at least one tangible benefit the event brings to our state. Therefore, please join me in welcoming the Honourable Leon Bignell, the Minister for Tourism for South Australia, to say a few words. Leon.
Thanks very much, Chris, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Adelaide. It's fantastic to have you here. You come in a mode of transport that most people don't use to get to our wonderful city, but every 2 years we love to welcome you into the heart of our wonderful city. And of course, this isn't a race that just goes for a week. It's a race that is 2 years in the making, where you get to pit your skills and the technology that you're using up against competitors from around the world. And it's not as competitive as it is, there's also a lot of collaboration, and I've heard some wonderful stories about teams helping other teams out during the course of the past week or so when someone needed something done to help them on their way from Darwin to Adelaide. I too would like to thank the Northern Territory Government. In the film clip we saw Lauren Moss, my counterpart, the Minister for Tourism in the Northern Territory, waving off all the competitors as they left Darwin, and they make a big financial contribution, as does our state government, and we had our Premier out there this week as the Dutch team came across the line. He was waving the Dutch flag, so congratulations to everyone who's made it to Adelaide, and we hope you enjoy our wonderful city. Since you were last here 2 years ago, a few things have changed. We've put a lot of infrastructure, including this $400 million convention centre that you're in now. And we just had 4,300 delegates here from the astronautical community around the world. Some of the biggest brains, some of the greatest thinkers in our world today were in Adelaide just 2 weeks ago. Something that will change in the next 2 years before you come back here again in 2019 is at Port Augusta, so where you'll come down from Darwin, you'll see a solar thermal plant that'll be the biggest of its kind in the world, which will help power South Australia. We've had Elon Musk here twice this year. He's building the world's biggest battery at Jamestown, also not far from the route between Darwin and Adelaide. We believe as a government, in a carbon neutral city here in Adelaide, and we want to do everything we possibly can to not only do that for the people of South Australia, but to show the world that we want to be leaders. We've always done well in terms of technology and in terms of innovation in South Australia. We want to continue that for decades to come, and it's through wonderful events like this that we can help showcase our city and our state of South Australia to the world. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank those who went before us, people like Hans, who's here tonight, and all those pioneers who had the vision, so that we have been able to see over the past 30 years great inroads made, and to see this event continue to grow. It is an amazing feat, and I guess a great challenge to comprehend, to cross a continent from one side, from the top to the bottom, in a solar-powered vehicle. And what a challenge that's proven to be for all 30 years, but in particular this year, to see the extra classes and to see the great efforts that so many of you have put in. We think it's better to have the finish than the start, because when you're at the start in Darwin, everyone's concentrating very hard on making sure that everything's right with the vehicle, everything's going right. By the time you get here, you're ready to party, okay? Now, we are the wine capital of Australia. We have the best restaurant in Australia, named 3 or 4 weeks ago, Arana. First time in 20 years that honour has gone outside of Melbourne or Sydney. So you're in the right place if you want to have a bit of fun. We encourage you to let your hair down, really enjoy your time here, because you've worked very, very hard and you deserve to have a nice celebration. South Australia this year was named by Lonely Planet as one of the top 5 regions in the world to visit, so please keep spreading the word. We want to see your friends and family come down here as well, not just in 2 years' time, but any time. They're always welcome. I'd also like to thank Bridgestone. This is a wonderful company that has its Australia-New Zealand headquarters right here in Adelaide, and I'd like to pay tribute to Mr. Takashi Tomoto, Mr. Horio Naotaka, Mr. Keita Idi, and locally, the Managing Director of Bridgestone Australia, Mr. Andrew Moffat. Thank you very much to all of you. The support from Bridgestone and all of our sponsors is very much appreciated. And with that, congratulations to everyone who's going to be up here tonight. Really enjoy yourselves and have a great time. Travel safely home to wherever it is that you come from. We look forward to seeing you in 2 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Bignell. Before moving on to the awards proper, it's only right that we should recognise that, as I might have mentioned, the event needs its own commercial sponsors to survive. And representing those who have the vision and have been bold enough to support this event overall, I'm delighted to introduce Mr. Takahashi Tomomoko to say a few words on behalf of the Bridgestone Corporation. Tomomoko-san, domo.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tak. I must make it easy for everyone. Thank you, Honourable Minister Leon Bignell. It's a great honour for me to be here tonight and have a few words after Minister to congratulate all the participants here tonight. I'm sure you had many, many hard times for the last 1 year or 2 years. I'm sure there were many occasions you had some hiccups, surprises, delays, maybe misjudgment, difference in opinion, and some hot discussions. I'm sure you had some sleepless nights. Maybe you said to yourself several times, nothing seems to work according to the plan. If any of this sounds familiar to you, that's great, that's fantastic, because that's how it should be. You know, all your teams are a mix of different brilliant talents. We call teams like you collective geniuses. And all of those hot discussions you had to go through to come here tonight is called creative frictions. Today in the Grove, for any organization who is seeking to create new innovation, is in the transition process to change the way people work towards how you worked for the last 2 years. Because we have to mix and group different talents and make sure they work through so-called creative frictions to create new innovations to the speed that required today. Congratulations to all of you, because you have experienced it and you know how it works. You are the collective geniuses, and that's the reward you already earned as the graduates of World Solar Challenge this year. Congratulations. Allow me to touch on those teams which have challenged to go through this 3,000 kilometers with 4 or even more passengers this year. I know this is a creation of brilliant new regulation with the intelligent science team, but to respond with such great ambition deserves global recognition and respect regardless of individual results. Because your challenges has opened a new page for mobility innovations. Great work. Please continue. We Bridgestone, I forgot to start. Sorry. Krista, that was wonderful footage at the beginning. I really loved it. I can watch that for all night. It was better than any Formula One footage or Formula E footage I have ever seen. And that makes us confident we're sponsoring the best event on this planet right now. Thank you very much. So we are committed to continue this great events because we have same ambitions and we share same values. Serving society's superior quality is our DNA since we were born in 1931. And today we serve our way focusing on mobility, people, and environment. Yes, it's a one-on-one matching with this great event. That is why, for us Bridgestone, this Bridgestone World Solar Challenge is the event that will continue to bring our new creative innovations to support your dreams for years to come. So when you start your next new journey, we will make sure that we'll be there for you. To close, please enjoy the rest of the night. You deserve so much to celebrate tonight. And if possible, please try to connect between the teams so that you can make your dreams even bigger. From bottom of my heart, congratulations to all of you and my best wishes for your next journey. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you.
Tak-san, you make it easy. Domo arigatou gozaimashita. Indeed, to all of our event sponsors, to all of our sponsors, all of the sponsors of your teams, we thank everybody who has brought their passion to support you and us, and we hope we continue to meet the expectations of our sponsors so that they will continue to support us. And this, ladies and gentlemen, Solar Challenge is perhaps an appropriate point to acknowledge our volunteers. Everyone from our stewards, Roger Brown, Hans Tholstrup, Leandro Valencia, our clerk of the course, Vincenti Ciccarello and his team, the safety marshals, the red shirts, the observers, all those working behind the scenes, and no matter how small they feel their contribution may have been, those contributions have been essential to the whole enterprise. In fact, can I ask everyone who's worked on the event to stand so that we can thank you all? And if we could have some house lights for this, that would be good too. It's an interesting fact that over 40% of our volunteers have travelled to Australia from overseas at their own expense to support this event. I think that's pretty significant, and what a wonderful international family we have in our solar car fraternity. But back home, Australia's peak scientific body, the CSIRO, has been involved from the earliest days of the event and now lends its name, and it must be said, its credibility to various portions of the event. Many of you are running innovative electric motors that were invented by the CSIRO Department of Industrial Physics, and I hope that you know that our chief scrutineer, Paul Guan, where are you, Paul? You're here somewhere, was part of that team who developed that technology, and certainly we must recognise him as an expert in his own right and the contribution he's made to your solar cars. Dr. David Rand, AM, a respected world authority on electrochemistry and energy storage, spent many years at the CSIRO and remains the Chief Research Scientist Emeritus of that organisation. We've been lucky enough to have, also been lucky enough to have Dr. John Ward as a member of our scientific faculty and our scrutineering team, and I know he has spent many, many hours keeping a number of you on track. It's our custom for the scientific faculty who've been examining your documentation and your cars, recognise your innovative thinking, new ways of doing things, looking beyond the status quo. And our Regulations Committee, chaired by past Solar Challenger Professor Peter Pudney, invited submissions for a Technical Innovation Award. And there have been some interesting ones. 3 in particular were considered worthy of further consideration, and in no particular order, these were MDH's innovative use of 3D metal printing to produce a suspension mounting bracket that replaced 3 separate components. Punch's combination of a Geneva drive and an electromechanical actuator to facilitate rear-wheel steering for tight corners and reduction of aerodynamic drag. And Nagoya Institute of Technology's innovative system, which allowed a temporary boost in speed for overtaking. Please join me in welcoming faculty member Dr. John Ward from the CSIRO Energy Division in Newcastle to announce the winner. John is an energy efficiency expert and passionate about smart energy systems and microgrids, and it's only fitting that he both describes and presents the Technical Innovation Award for the 2017 Bridgestone World Solar Challenge and tells us a bit about what he thinks the future might hold. John.
Thank you, Chris. So I think Chris just stole my thunder in terms of what the particular innovations were that we're especially thankful to see this year, and the event is really about fostering that innovation. With that in mind, I thought I might give you a little bit of a foretaste of some of the things that we're thinking about for 2019. So for 2019, the Bridgestone World Solar Challenge, in conjunction with the Global Mission Innovation Initiative, we're looking at developing some new challenges for the cruiser class, specifically interacting with smart grids installed along the route. This will challenge competitors to design their solar vehicles to interact with the new electrical systems of the future, with renewables, energy storage, and demand management. Additionally, we're looking to work with teams to not just describe their innovations, but then work with them after the event to bring those innovations to a commercial applications. Pitch, work, and commercialise these innovations. So that's some of the things that we're looking at for the future. However, tonight, what we really want to talk about are the innovations that we saw this event. So as Chris has already said, there were 3 that particularly stood out. Of those, the winner of the CSIRO Technical Innovation Award for 2017 is the Punch Powertrain Solitaire. We got someone from Punch to come down. Come on, where are you, Punch? Come on, just the team manager.
This moment must be
Wow, the energy in that team coming up here. You could run a car on that, I'm sure. Thank you, John. One of the most difficult jobs we have is keeping you all safe on the road. It's what keeps us awake at night. And we expect teams to put effort into their own safety plans and procedures relevant to their own entry. Nobody knows the individual issues like the team that owns them. And we feel that safety is such an important issue and important enough to have its own award. And I'd be delighted if Mr. Andrew Moffat, Managing Director of Bridgestone Australia and New Zealand, would come to the stage and make the presentation. You'll be handed something by one of our delightful ladies. The citation is for the recognition, assessment, pre-planning and preparation and the way the team conducted themselves before and during the event. And this year, it's presented to Blue Sky Solar Racing from Toronto, Canada. You're here somewhere, aren't you? Oh, come on. Surely Blue Sky's here somewhere. Here they come. Good stuff. The Chief Safety Officer commented that not only was it the most professional way in which the plan was compiled which impressed him, but also that it was customised and conducted and delivered on the road in a most professional manner. Well done, Blue Sky. Thank you very much, Andrew. Well done, Blue Sky. Thank you, Andrew. In the new paradigm of social media, we're often so wrapped up in our own stories, it's sometimes difficult to share the reasons for our being. And the event is nothing if not for the passion that you, the teams, bring to it. And for many, if not all, attendance at this event is a life goal. It's only fair that we support each other in this ever-developing world of social media, and to that end, we've developed an award to recognise the outstanding effort on your part to support the event as a whole. And this year, the media team has nominated the winner of the inaugural Promotional Award as Western Sydney University.
This moment must be led. Oh, embrace the sign, battle to exist. Indestructible, blood orange sun will be guiding us home. Light up our path for the struggle is done. This moment must be led. Rain may drench our parade, but destiny lies in the waves that we make. Desert eagles circle dust, out to erase the day.
Now, there's a cunning way for me to get some social media. How good's that? The next award is quite difficult. The event has always had its characters, and there's one who shines in our collective memory. Many of us remember David Fuchuk and how passionate he was, not only about his solar cars in general, but the Aurora team in particular, my team back in the day, but also about this event which he promoted at every opportunity. In our turn, we supported his many travels where he would promote Aurora and the World Solar Challenge on the same platform around the world. Sadly, David died some 5 or 6 years ago, but we're proud that his memory still lives on in this award. This award in his memory is presented by the scientific faculty and the senior officials for outstanding achievement in the spirit of the event. And I would like to introduce Professor John Story, that eminent astrophysicist, raconteur, past participant, and now our chief scientist and keeper of Mario the Poodle, to make the presentation.
This year, we're pleased to present the Spirit of the Event Award to a team that's done reasonably well over the past years. A team whose generosity towards other teams and outstanding attention to detail typify that spirit. A team whose friendly nature, good humour, and team spirit bring real credit to this event. The computer scientist Alan Kay once said, "The best way to predict the future is to invent it." And that's what this event is all about. That's what we're all doing. Each of us is a co-conspirator in a quiet revolution, a revolution to create a cleaner, more sustainable world. However, there's no point even having a future unless that's going to be a happy future. And so the team that I'm about to present the award to is a team that's not only always fair, always plays by the rules, but a team which is generous, highly motivated, but also has fun. A team that spends more time dancing together than shouting with each other. As Alan Moore, another Alan Moore said, "A revolution without dancing is a revolution not worth having." And with that, I'd like to ask the team manager of the Nuon Solar team to come forward.
Running on batteries under desert skies. Blanket of stars will be our bed tonight. This moment must be led. Oh, embrace the sign, battle to exist.
I should, before I present this, I should just tell you a little story that at Cuba PD, when we were setting up the control stop, we realized that our whiteboard marker pen didn't work. And so who do you turn to in those circumstances? Nuna. And I promised I would give it back. I'm sorry, I don't know where it is, but perhaps this would be a suitable substitute.
Thank you very much. Mr. Coote, Sander Coote, calling Sander Coote, please come back. Thank you very much, John. We now turn to the celebration of excellence in our major classes, and I would like to ask Mr. Simon Mikadis, the Environmental Sustainability Manager of the RSCV, to join me. Greetings, Simon. I conceived of the cruiser class to bring you a challenge where outright speed was not the main determinant of success, where efficiency, style and practicality were important. And just like the real world, designers had that most difficult of tasks, predicting what their end users and their customers, in this case the judges, would see as a more attractive proposition than their competition. This was in response to a desire to bring green to the mainstream and challenge ourselves to change the world, to change the way the public think about their personal mobility. This year was the third iteration of the cruiser class, and once again, the numbers have doubled. And the RACV have supported this class and put their name to it this year. On their behalf, I would like to ask Simon to present the awards. Incidentally, in response to your feedback that the cruiser and challenger classes should now be on an equal footing, each winner will be recognised as the holder of the World Solar Cup for this year's competition. We were tremendously excited to get so many entrants, and with the way these cars have captured the imagination of both the competitors, the media and the public. The determinants of success in this class were a combination of endurance, the work done in terms of carrying passengers, the energy inputs, and remember, this class doesn't have the same limits on energy storage as the other classes, and have the opportunity to have overnight recharges. We also have subjective elements. What is a practical car? We looked at ease of access, controls, instrumentation, features and benefits, style and aesthetics, and we exposed these young engineers to the most intangible quality demanded by designers: desirability. We look at the ease of use, the charging, the parking, the cargo capacity, whether doctors, whether Professor Story's bicycle could get thrown in the back, and a host of other features users might find desirable. So, to the scorings and placings, in third place, with an average work done figure of carrying 1.7 people over 3,022 kilometres with an external energy input of just 91 kilowatt hours, and a practicality score of 11.7, our own Team Arrow from Australia. Come on, have your picture taken. Delightful team based in Queensland. Well done, Cameron. Well done, guys. In second place, the team that inspired me to create the cruiser class in the first place. carrying an average of 2.6 people over 3,022 kilometres with an external energy input of 88 kilowatt hours and a practicality score of 19.6. The ThyssenKrupp Blue Cruiser from Bochum. We're going to move and make room. Max.
2 years ago, I mean, you all know us. We're known for maybe good cars. And we're known for making some noise and some burnouts. 2 years ago, Victoria Square was brand new, sorry. So now we bought a wooden plate and did it on there and everybody signed it. So for you and the whole organization, thank you for giving us all the opportunity that we can do actually burnouts. and one more very important thing. Also, team showed great spirit of the event. We only came into finish with one motor working. Thank you very much, Cambridge. This also because of you. We wouldn't be standing up here if you weren't here. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well done. Max, you and your team are absolutely delightful people. We are so pleased that you're here. Thank you very much for this. You know that I don't like doing burnouts, but that belongs in the other event. But this is fantastic. This is absolutely brilliant. We'll have that mounted, and that will be very special. Thank you very much. I have to share with you that Bochum described their car as a diva. They described their car as a diva because she's so beautiful, but she can be so troublesome. Max and the team, thank you for bringing this beautiful car to Australia, and I hope she doesn't cause you too much trouble on the way home. Awesome. I've described the complex criteria for determining success in the cruiser class, and the overall winner of the RACV cruiser class carried an average of 3.4 people over 3,022 kilometres with an external energy use of 46 kilowatt hours and a practicality score of 20. The winner is, of course, Stella V from Eindhoven.
This moment must be lived. All the breeze aside, battle to exist. Indestructible. Blood or song will be guiding us home. Light up our path, for the struggle is done. This moment must be lived.
I've got some notes with me, because I can do it by heart, of course.
Not that you were prepared.
Huh? Really prepared. Look, I typed it out on my computer, sort of. So first I want to say that it's really our day today. We've got a sort of inside joke. We're really happy with the perfect score, of course. We worked really hard with the team, so it's really good to get that compliment. Thank you all. I guess it's for the World Solar Challenge, it's Netherlands first and the rest of the world second. I would like to thank you all for this wonderful event. It's really good to meet all the hardworking teams and see all the really great cars they made, and look at all the collaboration within the teams helping each other. As Max has already stated, at Cambridge helped out other teams helping each other. Really great to see all these young people working together. It's been a real true challenge with this harsh weather we had and the storms along the way, but I think we all showed that it's not only prototypes we build, but really great cars which also can sustain any weather conditions. Apart from that, I really think it's cool that the cruiser class is growing with more and more competitors coming in there. It makes it like a real class, not only with a few cars, but as great as the Challenger class, of course. But we're always have been pretty jealous on the Challenger Cup, of course. It's quite big. I see we have a real cup this year as well. I don't know if you know I don't know if you have seen the previous editions, but these are rather small. But luckily, New One felt as well how we felt when they lost their cup for a while. And they helped us get a really big pretty cup. I don't know if you guys saw that Dynamic Scrutineering, we put it up there for show. Unfortunately, we could not bring it onto the stage because it was rather big, so we had to leave it outside. But if you guys want to see it, we would be happy to blow it up outside if we're allowed to, of course. Might be a bit in the way, but we'll see. So I would like to offer that to the Bridgestone World Solar Challenge for the thanks of bringing in the cruiser class, because it's really cool to have such a class in there as well. But it seems like we will be taking it home ourselves this year, so sorry we can't give it to another team. I'm really proud of our team and the achievement we booked this year. It's a really good feeling to win after such a year of hard work. It really pays off. So I would like to thank our university, the Eindhoven University of Technology, and of course also our partners for all the rough deadlines they had to make and all the crazy stuff we let them do. For instance, our car has, we've used 43 molds for our car, and they came from 2 sponsors, so we kept getting new ones and new ones in there, so they went kind of crazy at the end. But, well, hey, they helped us out, and I think the result paid off, so thanks for that. And also, of course, the parents for missing their kids this year, because we haven't been home that much, because we were always working, of course. And some of them even have traveled halfway across the globe over here to congratulate us and see us finish, so that's really good to see. A little applause for them as well. You can see them with the red flag there. So it's really good to get all that support for our final goal, because without them, we couldn't have made it. And that is to inspire the world towards a more sustainable future. And with that, I would like to finish with giving a really big applause to all the teams over here, because we don't do this alone. We do this together with all the teams in here, and together we spread this message across the globe for a more sustainable future. So a big applause for all the teams in as well.
It's interesting that Bochum carried more people and used less energy than Arrow, and Eindhoven carried more people and used less energy than Bochum. So thank you all to all our entrants in the cruiser class. We've all learned a lot, and there's a lot of interest around to build more cruiser class cars in the future. And now that these awards have been announced, the full list of scoring elements can be published. We now move on to the Schneider Electric Challenger class, as I said, on equal footing now with the cruiser class. Around the world, Schneider Electric is known for its work in energy monitoring, control and management, which fundamentally is what this event is all about. And although at the leading end of the field there was an extremely close and passionate game of psychology, wit and willpower that unfolded right from the start, ultimately it was that strategic energy management that was paramount in overcoming the weather and determining the final results. At this point, I would like to ask the Chief Executive of South Australian Tourism, Mr. Rod Harricks, to come and assist with some of these awards. So for Challenger class, in third place overall, with a time of 39 hours and 38 minutes, was the Punch Powertrain Solar Team.
So, third place, really unbelievable, really amazing. We are so proud of this. I just want to thank, of course, the organizing committee, because for us this has been an incredible World Solar Challenge, but I'm sure hosting this event is also quite something special, so thank you for that. I also want to congratulate all teams present here, because this event is about solar cars, but without people building them, there wouldn't be any. And I believe, and I think I speak for the entire team, that if there's one thing more interesting than solar cars, it's most definitely the people building them. So shout out to all teams. Woo! Also, the challenge itself has been amazing for us. All team members worked really hard, and I can really tell. I'm really sure that actually every single one of these boys and girls really outperformed themselves to make this happen. And we're so proud of what we achieved. It was a thrilling race, definitely the last day when Tokai and 20 were right behind our backs, but we are very proud that we managed to stay into that third position, because podium, yeah, it's unbelievable. We didn't believe this was possible, but we did it, and this is just so incredible. And also, like, the team spirit, I mean, it's like Wout said, we kind of ignored our parents, we kind of ignored our friends, we ignored all our hobbies, which is sad, but after all, it was all so worth it, because we only had one thing to think about, one thing that mattered, and that was the team and that goddamn solar car. And that goddamn solar car that's just never finished, you just keep on working it, but we kept working, kept going, coming over here. And yeah, we got third place, didn't get first, but that makes us very hungry to come back in 2 years to take on the Dutch again. Thank you.
Well done, Joachim, and well done to your team from Leuven. It's delightful to have you here in Australia, and we look forward to catching up with you somewhere else in the world in the next 18 months, I'm sure. In second place with an overall time of 39 hours and 9 minutes, a place that's going in the right direction for this team, the United States champions, University of Michigan.
This moment must be
camera's on me now? Oh, no. Okay. Hi, everyone. This is my third solar car race. This is my second World Solar Challenge, and I gotta say, all you guys, all of us, people who build and race solar cars, they're some of the smartest, quirkiest, and craziest people I've ever met. So let's give ourselves a round of applause. Of course, I have to thank the Bridgestone World Solar Challenge, Chris and all the individual members who can make it possible. You guys put on a great event this year, 30th anniversary, really, really well done. I admire everyone who put all their efforts into it, and I know for a fact the University of Michigan's coming back next year. And of course, I have to thank all of our sponsors and supporters of this team, everyone who's you know, again, the families, the friends, those who have allowed us and sacrificed so much for us to be a part of this team and be a part of this competition. It takes a lot of work to do that. I am really proud of all the members here standing before me. This is the best University of Michigan team. This achievement is not just for the University of Michigan Solar Car team, but it is for this team, it's for these people standing here in front of you all. Their legacy is now cemented in the World Solar Challenge racing, in the University of Michigan, and amongst this team. And I'm just crazy proud of them right now. We have a saying in Michigan, and it's the team, the team, the team. And it was this team that persevered and built a really great car. It was this team that got it working and sent it to Australia. And it was this team that gave our best. And we really treated it like an exposition. We really treated it like, you know what, when we were in Darwin, we were like, you know what, we're going to go out there and we're going to show the world who the University of Michigan is. And we're going to show the world what we are made of and what we can do. And I really believe that that's really what this competition is about. It's about going out there and doing your best and showing what you can do and you know, celebrating in that achievement. So I really just want to thank this team. They're my brothers and sisters for life. And, you know, yeah, that's pretty much it. Go Blue!
Thank you, Michigan team, and thank you, Rodney Harricks, Chief Executive, South Australian Tourism. It's an absolute delight to welcome these wonderful, wonderful people onto stage. And no doubt the winner of the Challenger class 30th anniversary event, which is no secret, 7 times world champions, and no stranger to this stage, the team who, despite making it look so easy, have put in so much effort into this event, completing the course in 37 hours and 10 minutes. Please welcome Sander Koot and his team from Nuon Nuna 9. And if I could ask Taxan to come to the stage to present this. Dojo, Taxan.
thank you very much. And I didn't prepare any words for the Spirit of the Event Award, but I think it's great to get that award as well as winning the World Solar Challenge. The last year, more than a year, we've been working so hard with this 16 team members, and we built Solar Car Nuna 9. It's our 9th car, and we're very proud of having that car, of course. Our old team members told us 2 years ago, well, you have to build a better car than we did, because the difference was only 8 minutes last time, and you have to build a better car, otherwise you won't win the race again. So we did, and that was what we were focusing on the whole year. And I think we did a great job, and we built a perfect car, and I think we showed that to the world, well, last week. And even the organization put some extra pressure on us by making the slogan of the Bridgestone World Solar Challenge, "Take on the Dutch." But luckily, we're still first, and hopefully in 2 years' time, it will be again, "Take on the Dutch." But all these young students over here, I think it's great. And what all the other team managers already said, it's great to be here with each other, working together to build solar cars, but also do the challenge with each other and show the world what you can achieve when you work together a lot. Every team has its own goal and its own problems, and I think that's what you learn in the Bridgestone World Solar Challenge, to solve your own problems. And that's what we can achieve with each other. We can achieve a better, sustainable world in the next 20 or 30 years. But we can do that as young people, young students, we can do that together. And Chris always told me, it's not a race, it's a challenge. And I think he told that to everyone. But I thought, well, it's a race. We start in Darwin, we end up in Adelaide, and we want to be first, so it's a race. But after the last 2 weeks, I think it's a challenge, because it's so hard to get from Darwin to Adelaide, and it's so hard to build a solar car with all the problems you will face, and you have to face them and you have to solve them. And it's more than a race, it is a challenge. And I think that's what the Bridgestone World Solar Challenge is about. And I would like to thank all the organizers, all the white shirts, red shirts, observers, scrutineers, media crew, Chris and all his colleagues for having this Bridgestone World Solar Challenge again. And I want to have a loud applause for them. And of course, I would also like to say thanks to all our partners, family, friends, all team members who are here on stage. We've been working so hard, and you make us so proud of doing what we do. And hopefully, we have made you proud of what we did last week. And I will say thanks to all of you. And I think all these team members all over here in this room, we can fight for a better future. We can do that together. And like we did the last 2 weeks, a little bit competitors of each other, but we can do it together. I hope to see you all back in 2019. We will be back to defend our world title. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Awesome. You can have some photographs at the end, of course. And Taxan, thank you again for that. I'm going to sneak something in here and ask Andrew Moffat to come back for a moment, because Bridgestone provided a wonderful party in Darwin for us all. Who was there? Who enjoyed themselves? Oh, come on, is that all you enjoyed? There's a lot more noise on the day in Darwin. One of the things that Bridgestone... Thank you, Chris. Thank you. One of the... Hey, don't forget to share it with the Cruiser boys. One of the things that Bridgestone did was to provide achievement awards, recognition awards to those people who had served every event of the World Solar Challenge, every one of the 14 events since 1987. And there was one person who didn't get a reward because he was absent on the night. And it's somebody who's told me that he's getting on with his life. He's come to every World Solar Challenge, and he thinks maybe this will be his last one, but we'll see. But we saved that award from the party in Darwin to give tonight. And Bill Boyd, where are you? Dr. Bill Boyd, our Chief Medical Officer, served every event as Chief Medical Officer from 1987. Bridgestone wishes to say thank you, Bill. Yeah.
Little did I know in 1987 when I turned up in Darwin, it was a wing and a prayer. There was very little in the way of computers. There was no mobile phones, and I met Hans, and 30 years later, here I am. I had no idea what was going to happen. It's been fantastic. I've enjoyed every minute, and perhaps, I'll certainly be watching the World Solar Challenge. 2 years ago, at this ceremony, I was sitting up the back, and Chris was running the ceremony. It came to the end of the ceremony. Everyone had a big clap, and we all went home. And we didn't thank Chris Selwood. And that's not going to happen tonight. Chris, we didn't thank Chris Selwood. He puts every ounce of his being into this event. Thank you, Chris, very much indeed, sir. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Bill. That wasn't supposed to happen, but thank you, and thank you all, absolutely. I don't know what to say now at all, so what I'm going to say is somebody lost a backpack in Alice Springs, somebody found it, somebody brought it to Adelaide, we can't find it, it's got the bloke's passport in it. If anybody knows anything about this backpack that we brought down from Alice Springs, see one of the staff. Thank you very much. Now, where was I? Nathan Kaiser, come and help me. Because I would like, ladies and gentlemen, Solar Challengers, for you to join us in showing our appreciation for the support of our major sponsors who enable us to indulge our passion for our solar cars, not just here in Australia, but around the world. I'd like to thank the event organisers from around the world who have come here to Australia so that we can swap notes, we can plot and scheme, we can plan and strategise how we can provide not only solar challenges for the young people that are here, but for the up-and-coming teams, many of which don't have the resources that you need to come to Australia. So if we can come up with ways of getting an entry level in some of those other events around the world, that's exactly what you're going to see in the future. And to you all, thank you for bringing your own spirit of adventure to Australia, to our volunteers, to the staff of both Northern Territory Major Events and Events South Australia. We thank you all. And while it's perhaps unfair to single out individuals, I have been accused of unfairness at times, so please help me recognise some special contributors to this event. The participant liaison, Paige Lepoidovin. Come on. Paige is new to the team. She's the one that's been answering your emails this year, not me. Do you want to say something to your adoring fans?
Thanks to all the teams. You've been such a pleasure to work with for the last year that I've been working.
That's not what you said the other morning.
No, they've all been so lovely. and I hope that I've been helpful to everyone. Thank you all, and hopefully I'll see you all again in 2019. Thank you.
Thank you, Paige. Brand new to the event, picks it up, gets it, and has done a wonderful, wonderful job. Another one new to the event and doing a wonderful job, our volunteer manager, Shannon. Where are you, Shani?
Thank you.
Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you.
Do you want to say? No,
Bye.
running away. Been looking after the volunteers, the shifting sands of who's where, who needs accommodation, who needs their expenses paid before they run away to another country. Been absolutely terrific. And key amongst the people who've worked on this event, somebody who has just taken all the load off of me for the first time ever. I haven't had to worry about every little detail. Somebody else has done that, and that person has done a tremendous job. Naomi Michelo. Where's the gnomes? Come on, gnomes. Come on, gnomes. No hiding in the corners. What a terrific job Gnomes has done and juggled with her family life and her event life. It's been absolutely terrific.
You're very naughty.
Do you want to say anything? No. Apparently I'm very naughty. All of our volunteers, and one who doesn't consider himself one of our volunteers is JP, who drives our truck, does a terrific job, looks after the help desk in Darwin and looks after you. And, of course, I don't have a bunch of flowers, but Nathan Kaiser, the man who gave up his sanity to work with us on this crazy event. Nathan, you'll keep. We'll look after you in the fullness of time. Thank you very much indeed for your support. And before we leave, I'd like to remind each and every team manager they're able to collect their participation award down here by the steps and their 1987 memorial program courtesy of Hans Tholstrup as they leave the room. Solar Challenges, the Bridgestone World Solar Challenge is an event which defies definition. By seeking new and different ways of addressing our personal mobility, we see young people not only dreaming of a cleaner, greener future, but working hard to make those dreams a reality. Dream bigger, go farther. We look forward to seeing you in October 2019. Please join us in the hall next door for a farewell drink. Thank you very, very much.